Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a story that's so dramatic, it could have been written for daytime television, but this time, it's real life. General Hospital star Steve Burton is locked in a bitter custody battle with his ex-wife, Sherry Gustin, and the details emerging from court documents are nothing short of shocking. From explosive text messages to accusations of manipulation and an ongoing feud over relocation, this story has everything. So, let's get into it. What went wrong, and what happens next for Steve Burton? The downfall of a 23-year marriage. For over 2 decades, Steve Burton and Sherry Gustin appeared to be the perfect Hollywood couple. They were married for 23 years, built a life together, and raised 3 children. But like so many things in the entertainment industry, what appeared stable on the surface was hiding deeper cracks underneath. Then came the revelation that changed everything. Sherry was pregnant with another man's child. The news sent shockwaves through the General Hospital fanbase and led to the immediate end of their marriage. Steve, blindsided by the situation, filed for divorce in May 2022. While their relationship had ended, the legal battle was just beginning. Divorce is never easy, especially when children are involved, but in this case, things have taken a particularly nasty turn. What started as a separation has evolved into a high-stakes custody dispute over their daughter, Brooklyn, with accusations, hurt feelings, and broken trust fueling the fire. Text messages reveal the war between Steve and Sherry. Divorces can be messy, but when text messages between ex-spouses are revealed in court documents, it takes the drama to another level. As part of their ongoing custody dispute, messages between Steve and Sherry have been made public, showing just how tense things have become. In one particularly heated exchange, Steve expressed his frustration over Sherry's repeated moves and her insistence that he relocate to Tennessee to be closer to their children. "Sherry, you have to stop this. I work my off to take care of everyone. Everyone. You moved and moved back, and I'm not sure what world we're living in where that is not the truth, and it's documented." It's clear that Steve feels like he's done everything in his power to provide stability for their children, only to be met with constant resistance. But Sherry wasn't backing down. She fired back with her own perspective, making it clear that she felt misled about the future of their family, enough already with the moving and moving back. "Nobody is saying I didn't buy a house there. It was a horrible decision. And you know darn well you kept telling me the future is not in California." This one text alone adds a whole new layer to the situation. According to Sherry, it wasn't just her pushing for Tennessee. Steve had also expressed an interest in leaving California. And while she eventually realized the move was a mistake, she believes Steve was eager to leave long before their marriage ended. The fight over Tennessee, a battle of homes and stability. At the heart of their conflict is one major issue, where their children should live. Custody battles are rarely just about who gets the kids on which weekends. They're about creating a stable environment where children can thrive. And in this case, Tennessee versus California has become the center of the storm. Sherry has argued that Tennessee is the best place for their children, claiming that Steve should relocate to be near them. But Steve sees things differently. He believes that repeatedly uprooting their children is doing more harm than good. He also points out that he provided a home in California for his family, but Sherry's choices kept pulling them away. "You had a house until May 2024, and you still chose to get out early because you couldn't get to Tennessee fast enough. You said you wanted to be there." This statement from Sherry implies that Steve was just as eager to make the move, but if that's true, what changed? Did their divorce make him rethink his long-term plans? Or was Tennessee never really part of his vision for the future? Whatever the case, it's clear that their differing views on stability and location are fueling the intensity of this custody fight. What this means for Steve's career and public image. Steve Burton has built his career on playing strong, unwavering characters like Jason Morgan on General Hospital. He's beloved by fans for his portrayal of a tough but loyal man who always fights for what's right. But now, his personal life is under public scrutiny, and people are wondering how this will impact his image. So far, Steve has remained silent about the custody battle, choosing to let the legal system handle things rather than engage in public disputes. It's a wise move. Airing dirty laundry in the press rarely ends well. However, with court documents already revealing private text messages, it may be difficult to keep everything under wraps. There's also the question of whether this legal battle could impact his role on General Hospital. While soap operas thrive on drama, actors often face real-life consequences when their personal lives become too controversial. Could this custody fight put his future on the show at risk? At the same time, Steve has a strong and loyal fan base. Many are supporting him through this situation, believing that he's simply trying to do what's best for his children. But as more details emerge, opinions may begin to shift. Sherry's perspective, the other side of the story. While much of the focus has been on Steve's side of the situation, Sherry has her own story to tell. She has consistently maintained that she made mistakes but was not the only one at fault for their marriage falling apart. She claims that Steve pushed for Tennessee just as much as she did and that he isn't being entirely honest about his intentions. She also argues that stability isn't just about geography, it's about consistency, communication, and making sure the children feel secure no matter where they are. It's possible that in her eyes, Steve is using his public image to paint himself as the victim while she is being vilified. This wouldn't be the first time a high-profile divorce has played out in a way that favors one party over the other. But whether or not that's the case, the reality remains that both parents clearly have different views on what's best for their children. What happens next? With so much tension between Steve and Sherry, one thing is certain, this custody battle isn't ending anytime soon. The next steps will likely involve further court proceedings, more legal filings, and possibly even more shocking revelations. For now, Steve Burton has chosen to remain quiet publicly, but as more details surface, he may eventually feel the need to speak out. Meanwhile, Sherry is standing firm in her belief that she's doing what's right for their children. But with no resolution in sight, the big question remains, can these two find common ground, or is this just the beginning of a battle that will last for years? Final thoughts, when real life mirrors a soap opera. Steve Burton's life is playing out like one of the General Hospital storylines that fans are used to seeing him in, filled with betrayal, legal battles, and high-stakes drama. The difference? This time, it's real. Custody battles are never easy, and when the details become public, they can be even more painful. Both Steve and Sherry clearly have strong opinions about what's best for their children, but at some point, they will have to find a way to co-parent successfully. The only question is, how long will it take? What do you think about this custody battle? Do you think Steve is handling it the right way, or should he speak out? Next, we have an explosive week ahead in General Hospital, with high-stakes drama, shocking confrontations, and Valentine's Day celebrations that could take a deadly turn. From escalating threats to unexpected encounters, this week promises to be one of the most intense yet. Buckle up as we break down the latest previews, the looming danger surrounding Cyrus, and the unexpected twists that could change everything in Port Charles. Let's get into it. A farewell to a legend, remembering Leslie Charleson. Before we dive into the chaos unfolding on screen, we take a moment to reflect on a heartbreaking loss within the General Hospital family. The passing of Leslie Charleson, a beloved veteran of the show, left fans mourning a true legend. For over 4 decades, she brought depth, warmth, and complexity to Monica Quartermaine, cementing her place as one of Port Charles's most cherished characters. Now, a month after her passing, details about her cause of death have been revealed, adding another layer of sadness to the loss. Her presence on GH was irreplaceable, and the tributes pouring in from fans, co-stars, and industry professionals have been a testament to the mark she left behind. While Port Charles moves forward with fresh storylines, longtime viewers will always hold a special place in their hearts for Leslie Charleson and the legacy she built. Who will survive the week? Shots ring out in Port Charles. As the week progresses, tensions reach a boiling point, and General Hospital previews confirm that a major confrontation is about to explode. The final moments of the latest teaser leave us with a chilling image, shots fired in the darkness, leaving fans questioning who might not make it out alive. Jocelyn, Elizabeth, and Cyrus all find themselves in perilous situations, each facing the consequences of the long-standing vendetta against the infamous villain. But who will be the one to fall? Jocelyn, determined to bring justice for Dex, follows a dangerous lead to Cyrus' hideout. Fueled by grief and anger, she has been on a mission to expose the truth, but it appears she may have underestimated just how ruthless Cyrus can be. When she comes face to face with him, the stakes skyrocket. This isn't just about revenge anymore, this is about survival. Meanwhile, Elizabeth receives an unwelcome and terrifying surprise at her doorstep. The last person she expected to see standing on the other side was Cyrus Renaud. But why is he there? What does he want from her? And more importantly, will she make it through the encounter unscathed? The preview's dramatic fade to black, followed by the unmistakable sound of gunfire, signals that tragedy is imminent. Someone will pay the price for the war with Cyrus, but who? Cyrus' reign of terror, the walls are closing in. For weeks, the tension has been building, and now it's reaching its breaking point. Cyrus Renaud has been a menacing force in Port Charles, manipulating from the shadows while continuing his reign of destruction. Lucky and Elizabeth have been working tirelessly to bring him down, and they aren't the only ones closing in. Jocelyn has been relentless in proving that Cyrus is responsible for Dex's murder. And with Sam's death also hanging over his head, more and more people are beginning to realize that he's the common denominator in the chaos plaguing their city. With all eyes on him, the pressure is mounting, and the question now is, what is Cyrus' next move? GH spoilers indicate that he isn't done yet, far from it. He's planning more attacks, meaning that Port Charles residents need to be on high alert. But as his enemies close in, is Cyrus beginning to lose control, or is he simply baiting them into his next deadly trap? Valentine's Day at the Savoy, a celebration on the edge of chaos. Amidst all the turmoil, Valentine's Day arrives, bringing a brief moment of lightheartedness before the storm. The Savoy hosts a much-anticipated celebration, offering a welcome distraction from the city's ever-growing tension. Curtis Ashford pulls out all the stops, ensuring that partygoers have an unforgettable evening. By his side is Portia, supporting him every step of the way. Guests include Brooke Lynn, Brad, and several other GH residents looking for a reason to let loose. But in true soap opera fashion, happiness never lasts for long. While love may be in the air, so is danger. With Cyrus plotting his next move, there's an underlying sense of unease, even in the midst of the festivities. Will this be the calm before the storm? Or will chaos break out even sooner than expected? Jocelyn's risky move, a dangerous confrontation with Cyrus. Jocelyn Jax has never been one to back down from a fight, and when it comes to avenging Dex, she's more determined than ever. Her suspicions about Cyrus' involvement in Dex's death have driven her to make a bold and reckless decision, following a lead straight to the villain's hideout. With a tip from Brennan, she now has a location. But confronting a man as dangerous as Cyrus is a risk she might not be prepared for. Jocelyn has always been fearless, but does she truly understand the danger she's walking into? Cyrus isn't just a criminal, he's calculated, ruthless, and always one step ahead. As she finds herself trapped in his lair, she'll have to think fast if she wants to escape. The confrontation between them will be intense, but will Jocelyn make it out alive? Or will she become the next casualty in Cyrus' ever-growing body count? A tense showdown, Elizabeth's unexpected visitor. While Jocelyn fights for survival, Elizabeth is facing a nightmare of her own. Just as she thinks she's safe within the walls of her home, she answers the door to find none other than Cyrus Renault standing before her. It's a chilling moment, one that leaves her frozen in fear. For Elizabeth, this is more than just a surprise visit. It's a reminder of the darkness that has been creeping closer and closer to her life. But why has Cyrus come to see her? What does he want? Is he there to send a message? To threaten her? Or is there something even more sinister at play? With the preview ending in gunfire, it's clear that the events of this week will be nothing short of catastrophic. Someone in Port Charles will pay the ultimate price, but who will it be? Final thoughts. A week of high-stakes drama and unanswered questions. The upcoming episodes of General Hospital are packed with suspense, heartbreak, and life-or-death stakes. Will Jocelyn escape from Cyrus' hideout, or has she walked straight into a trap? Why has Cyrus shown up at Elizabeth's doorstep, and what does he have planned? Who will fall victim when the gunshots ring out? With so much at stake, this week's episodes are must-watch television. The tension is at an all-time high, and the fallout from these events will have lasting consequences for everyone in Port Charles. So, what are your predictions? Who do you think will survive, and who will meet a tragic fate? Next, we're diving into the incredible career and life of General Hospital star Laura Wright. She may be the fourth actress to portray Carly Spencer, but she has undoubtedly made the role her own, becoming one of the most iconic faces on daytime television. From her early days in Maryland to her Emmy-winning performances, Wright's journey is one of determination, talent, and passion for her craft. So, let's take a deep dive into the story of Laura Wright, her past, present, and what makes her one of the most celebrated actresses in the industry. The woman behind the star, Life Beyond Port Charles. While Laura Wright is best known for portraying the fiery and fearless Carly Spencer on General Hospital, her life outside of the soap world is just as fascinating. Not only is she a powerhouse in the acting industry, but she is also a devoted mother and an adventurer at heart. Wright has 2 children, daughter Lauren and son John, whom she shares with her ex-husband, John Wright. Though her kids are now grown, she continues to cherish her role as a mother while embracing the freedom that comes with an empty nest. Since 2017, she has been in a happy relationship with actor Wes Ramsey, a romance that has captivated soap fans. Their story is the kind of real-life love story that could have been written into a script. After meeting years ago on Guiding Light, their paths eventually crossed again, and this time, it was meant to be. Coincidentally, they became co-stars once more when Ramsey landed the role of the villainous Peter August on General Hospital. When she's not lighting up the screen, Wright and Ramsey make the most of their time together, traveling, enjoying nature, and, of course, doting on their beloved pup, Kimba. Their social media pages are filled with glimpses of their adventures, showing that even when the cameras stop rolling, Wright continues to live a life full of excitement and joy. The role of a lifetime, becoming Carly Spencer. Few roles in daytime television are as legendary as Carly Spencer, and when Laura Wright stepped into the role in 2005, she had big shoes to fill. Carly had already been portrayed by 3 actresses before her, yet Wright quickly cemented herself as the definitive Carly, bringing an unmatched blend of strength, vulnerability, and fierce determination to the character. Over the years, she has made Carly one of the most compelling and dynamic figures on General Hospital, navigating heartbreak, power struggles, love affairs, and unforgettable rivalries. Her on-screen chemistry with co-stars like Maurice Benard, Sonny Corinthos, and Steve Burton, Jason Morgan, has made for some of the most gripping moments in the show's history. And fans aren't the only ones who have recognized her talent. Wright's portrayal of Carly earned her a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in 2011, along with multiple nominations in the years that followed. But what would happen if Wright ever decided to leave the role? Back in 2010, she addressed this very question in a fan Q&A, acknowledging that Carly is simply too great of a character to disappear. "Well, you always want it left open for ya," she laughed. "But I think if I ever decided to truly leave and I was really done, I would have to say you have to have it recast because she's such a great part. And look how lucky the actresses have been to play her. You have to keep that going. She's too great of a role. Another great actress could step in and be fantastic." Though Carly has gone through multiple transformations over the years, it's hard to imagine anyone else bringing the character to life quite like Wright. A soap opera queen, from Chesapeake to Port Charles. Long before she became a household name on General Hospital, Laura Wright, née Sisk, was just a small-town girl with big dreams. Born in Washington, D.C., and raised in Maryland, she first discovered her love for acting in high school. It was during these formative years that she honed her craft in school productions of Gypsy, Our Town, and You Can't Take It With You. Not only did she shine on stage, but she also tried her hand at directing, leading a production of Father Says No. However, the bright lights of Hollywood weren't always in her plans. Despite dabbling in commercials and modeling in fashion shows, she initially took a different path, working full-time at her family's gas station after briefly attending college. Yet fate had other plans for her. A single acting class changed everything when her teacher included her in a tape that was sent to casting directors for the ABC soap Loving. This led to an invitation to New York City for a screen test, and in 1991, she landed the role of Ally Ree Scott, a phone call that would change her life forever. From Loving to Guiding Light, climbing the soap opera ladder. Wright's career took off from there, and her role as Ally Ree Scott made waves on Loving. When the show was cancelled in 1995, she smoothly transitioned into All My Children, where she continued to portray Ally. But that was just the beginning. She then moved on to The City, a spin-off of Loving, where she spent another 2 years bringing Ally's story to life. But it was in 1997 that she took on a role that solidified her place in daytime television history, Cassie Lane on Guiding Light. Cassie, the long-lost sister of Reva Shane, became a fan-favorite character, and Wright spent 8 years on the CBS soap, delivering powerhouse performances that showcased her emotional depth and commanding presence. However, in 2005, she made the difficult decision to leave Guiding Light, a choice that would ultimately lead her to the role of Carly on General Hospital. It was a bold move, but one that paid off tremendously. Wright's transition into the GH universe wasn't just successful, it was game-changing. She transformed Carly into one of the most complex and fiercely independent women on daytime television, ensuring that her version of the character would become the most enduring and beloved of all. The future of Laura Wright, what's next? Laura Wright has already achieved so much in her career, but what lies ahead for her? While General Hospital remains her home, Wright has continuously expressed interest in exploring new creative opportunities. Whether it's directing, producing, or even returning to the stage where she first fell in love with acting, there's no doubt that she has plenty more to give to the entertainment world. In the meantime, fans can rest assured that Carly Spencer isn't going anywhere. With GH continuing to deliver jaw-dropping twists, Wright remains at the center of the action, proving time and time again why she is one of the most treasured figures in daytime television. Final thoughts: a legacy that continues to shine. Laura Wright's journey from a small-town girl working at her dad's gas station to one of the most celebrated actresses in the soap opera industry is nothing short of inspiring. With a career spanning over 3 decades, an Emmy under her belt, and an unshakable love for her craft, she has carved out a legacy that will stand the test of time. From her early roles on Loving and Guiding Light to her unforgettable portrayal of Carly Spencer, Wright has proven that talent, perseverance, and passion can take you anywhere. Whether she's delivering emotionally charged performances on screen or sharing glimpses of her personal adventures with fans, she remains a beloved figure in the industry. What's your favorite Laura Wright moment from General Hospital? Do you think anyone else could ever play Carly Spencer? We're diving into some intense drama brewing on General Hospital, and trust me, this one is a roller coaster. Jason Morgan, the ever-reliable protector, is once again stepping up in a way that's making fans question just how deep his involvement really is. Is he covering for Sasha Gilmore Corbin, playing the father figure once again, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? And with Tracy Quartermain's growing interest in Jason, while still keeping Sasha under her thumb, the tension is building to a breaking point. Let's break it all down. Tracy Quartermain, power, control, and a misplaced vendetta. Tracy Quartermain has never been one to sit back and let things unfold without her input. Her influence in the Quartermain family is legendary, and if she doesn't like someone, they're going to feel the full weight of her disapproval. And right now, that someone is Sasha Gilmore Corbin. For reasons not entirely clear, Tracy has an undeniable grudge against Sasha. Whether it's lingering resentment from past events or simply her Quartermain arrogance dictating who is and isn't worthy of being in the family's orbit, one thing is clear: she does not approve of Sasha's presence in their home or near their legacy. Even before Sasha became part of the household, Tracy was vocal about her distaste for her relationship with Cody Bell. Now, with whispers that Sasha is carrying Michael Corinthos' child, Tracy is even more determined to make her life difficult. She tolerates Sasha's culinary contributions, as the former model has taken a rather unexpected role as the Quartermain cook under Tracy's reign. But let's be honest, Tracy may enjoy the pastries, but she sure doesn't enjoy the woman baking them. And now, as Sasha grows more protective and defensive over her pregnancy, Tracy is pushing back harder than ever. How far is Tracy willing to go to assert her dominance? And with Sasha caught between the Quartermain matriarch's scrutiny and Jason's protection, will she eventually reach her breaking point? Jason and Tracy, an unlikely alliance? It's no secret that Tracy and Jason have had their fair share of conflicts over the years. She has never been his biggest fan, often clashing with him over his ties to Sonny Corinthos and the dangerous lifestyle he leads. But something has shifted recently, and it's catching fans off guard. Tracy is starting to respect Jason, and dare we say it, she's even grown fond of him. This shift in their dynamic is largely due to Jason's unwavering loyalty to family, something Tracy values above all else. The moment he chose his Quartermain bloodline over Sonny, everything changed. When Tracy held Michael and Willow's children hostage, an extreme power play that only a Quartermain could pull off, Jason didn't react with anger. Instead, he stood by his family, reinforcing his commitment to the Quartermain name. And now, as Jason navigates the delicate situation surrounding Sasha and her baby, Tracy is watching closely. Could this newfound respect lead to Tracy softening her stance on Sasha? If she starts to believe that another Quartermaine heir is on the way, will she finally ease up? Or will she continue to make Sasha's life a nightmare, convinced that she has manipulated her way into their family? With Jason and Tracy's relationship evolving, the big question is, where does Sasha fit into all of this? Jason Morgan, the eternal protector. If there's one thing that defines Jason Morgan, it's his unwavering sense of duty to those he considers family. Over the years, he has stepped up time and time again, taking on responsibilities that aren't technically his, but that he feels morally obligated to handle. Fans remember when Michael Corinthos was just a baby, and Jason took on the role of his protector, shielding both Michael and Carly Spencer from the dangers around them. Now, it seems history may be repeating itself, but this time, with Sasha and her baby. It's no coincidence that Jason is the only person Sasha has confided in about this pregnancy. Even though it wasn't her initial intention to tell him, Jason's perceptiveness and protective nature made it impossible for her to keep the secret. Now, he feels responsible for her and the unborn child, ensuring that they remain safe and shielded from the chaos of Port Charles. But this raises an even bigger question: is Jason simply protecting Sasha, or is there something deeper at play? With Cody Bell already stirring the pot, implying that Jason and Sasha are more than just allies, it's only a matter of time before the Quartermaines start whispering about what's really going on. Is Jason prepared to deal with the inevitable backlash? Will he stand by Sasha no matter what? And how will Michael react when he eventually returns to the picture? The Quartermaine fallout, when the truth comes out. At some point, Michael Corinthos will return, and when he does, everything will change. Right now, Tracy may be convinced that Jason is the hero in this story, stepping in to ensure that another Quartermaine heir remains within the family's grasp. But when Michael finally reclaims his role, Tracy is going to realize she's been played. What happens when she finds out that she's been pushing Sasha around under false pretenses? Will she turn her wrath on her for supposedly deceiving the Quartermaine family? Or will she redirect her energy toward Michael, punishing him for allowing the confusion to go on for so long? And where does Jason fit into the aftermath? Will Tracy continue to see him as an ally, grateful for his actions in keeping Sasha and the baby safe? Or will she hold him accountable for stepping into a role that was never his to fill? One thing is certain, the fallout is going to be explosive. Final thoughts: what's next for Jason, Sasha, and Tracy? The tension is rising, and as the truth inches closer to the surface, General Hospital is setting the stage for some major shakeups in Port Charles. Will Tracy finally soften toward Sasha, or will she make life even harder for her? Is Jason truly just protecting Sasha, or is there something more to their bond? How will Michael's return impact the Quartermaine power structure, and who will be left standing when all is said and done? With so many moving pieces in play, General Hospital fans are in for a wild ride. What are your predictions? Will Jason continue to play the hero, or will this situation spiral out of control? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to stay tuned for more updates.